You are now watching The Meech.
Oh yeah.
Hey everyone, Demeech here, going over my final thoughts on Nintendo's E3 2021 presentation. I'm sure a lot of you know my thoughts already, but I wanted to make a more condensed video, highlighting my favorite moments, things that were disappointing, what it means for Nintendo, and just the future of the Switch, because if you saw my reaction after the February 2021 Nintendo Direct, it wasn't pretty. So without further ado, let's begin. So what did I think of this E3? Well, being the critical gator that I am, a Nintendo hater that happens to have a Virtual Boy, this E3 was actually amazing. I just wanted to throw you off there, but really thinking about it, you know, although it didn't have the major announcement I was looking for, which I'll definitely get into that, it definitely did have some great announcements and really good stuff, and this has been the best Direct in quite some time. I would say it was even better than E3 2019. Or maybe tied, since that one had the edge of having a major game reveal in Banjo and Smash, but this had a lot of smaller titles, but it did have a major announcement in a way when I really thought about it. So let's go over the disappointing things first, because there's a lot more positive to talk about. No Mario Kart 9. Everyone watching this except for Jay Plays, who loves Mario Kart 8 Deluxe so much that he'd never want Mario Kart 9, wants Mario Kart 9. Like, this is a game people have been begging for on the Switch. It's one of the most anticipated games. Though, maybe I'm old school in my thinking. E3 is a place where I think they should showcase the big blockbuster Christmas titles, but Nintendo could literally reveal Mario Kart 9 at any point in time and still get the same reaction. Like, they could reveal it in the middle of August, and they'd still get a lot of sales. It's different nowadays with E3 because back then, it was like the event. Nintendo would be at press conferences, stuff like that, they'd have their own. And of course you get the weird moments, like of course E3 2008, but they'd reveal a lot of stuff. But now they have the Nintendo Directs, the age of the internet, it's a little bit different. So E3 doesn't matter as much, but it still counts, I think. So not seeing Mario Kart 9 was a disappointment. I also found it very weird that we didn't see a teaser for Super Mario Odyssey 2, or whatever the next 3D Mario is gonna be. It's almost been 4 years, which is like, what? Usually when we get a new 3D Mario game, and Koizumi co-hosted it, so I thought that maybe, you know what, he's gonna announce his latest project. But no, that didn't happen. Also, no Donkey Kong. What's going on with that? There have been rumors about a new Donkey Kong game, and I usually don't like to cover rumors, but it's also about time for a new Donkey Kong game, considering that there hasn't been one in 7 years. Guess Donkey Kong and Mario Kart have that in common. But as for the other game, seeing Super Mario Odyssey 2, I just think it's inevitable. They could reuse the engine. I feel like now is the time to show the game, if it's actually a thing. But yeah, other than no major game reveal, this was a pretty good E3. But there was one more disappointing thing. If any of you are wondering, am I gonna get Mario Golf Super Rush? I made my final decision. I am not getting it launch day, because I saw the 3 words that Uncle Al and I have nightmares about. Free content updates! I saw the new Donk City stage, it looked amazing, but I'm thinking, why couldn't this just be in the base game? So it doesn't look like it's Mario Golf Super Rush, it looks more like Mario Golf Super Rushed. I really don't trust Camelot after Mario Tennis Aces, and after what they did with that game, launching it with minimal content, you know, I'm definitely not gonna pick this up, unless someone proves me otherwise. I trust Reese's judgment, and he told me Game Builder Garage is a really cool game, so I got that. So if he tells me Mario Golf has enough content, I'll definitely think about getting it, but it's just like, man, this game looks kind of wary in my opinion. So let's go over some of the things I really liked, because there are a lot more things that I liked. So, the reveal of the character in Smash, I keep on forgetting the name, because like I said in a previous stream, I'm not really that big into Smash Ultimate. I mean, it's cool we're getting a Tekken character, that's long overdue, but I do wish they went with other Namco characters. Don-chan would be amazing, considering Taiko no Tatsujin's one of the biggest series in Japan, and also Smash has no rhythm game representation. And Prince from Katamari would just be absolutely hysterical. I love those characters that are just completely out there, things you wouldn't expect. The Piranha Plant, Duck Hunt Duo, Mr. Game & Watch if you played Melee in 2001, because you would think, who's Mr. Game & Watch if you didn't know about the Game & Watch history? I love those kind of characters, and Prince from Katamari would definitely do that. But you know, Smash reveal, but it wasn't disappointing, it looked pretty cool. So I'm gonna get into the stuff I really liked. Metroid Dread, a 2D Metroid game that's new, is amazing. It's been almost 20 years. I'm so happy they didn't go the remake route. Mercury Steam did a great job with Samus Returns on the 3DS, and this looks incredible. I'm not the world's biggest Metroid fan simply because I haven't played that many of the games. I do have Prime Trilogy, but haven't really gotten into it. But yeah, this game looks great. Like I said before, played Samus Returns on the 3DS, love that game. So yeah, this game looks amazing, and the fact that it's called Metroid Dread is super, super cool. That's like calling a Mario game Mario 128. So yeah, Metroid Dread looks amazing. The fact that it's coming out in October is great. Definitely a day one purchase for me. Looks of super high quality. Yeah, this is what I like to see on the Switch. Despite me being the Mario guy, I'm not the biggest into the Mario Party series simply because when it comes to multiplayer games, it's usually Smash, Mario Kart, or New Super Mario Bros., maybe 3D World. But yeah, Mario Party Superstars. This game looks like it could actually be great. They're using the boards from the 64 games and using mini games from past installments, and this looks pretty cool. So it's essentially kind of like a remake of the first 3 games, which I don't have. Although I really hope that you won't get blisters this time around playing it, because, you know, with Mario Party 1, they had the whole thing with the micro or mini games where you're using your hand on the joystick and you could get blisters from it. That's just a joke, though. I don't think they'd do that. But anyways, going on from Mario Party, let's talk about another game that really was exciting. Advance Wars Reboot 1 and 2, or Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp, I think that's what it's called. I haven't played Advance Wars, but I've heard really good things about the series. The fact that they're making another Advance Wars, even though it's a remake, is very, very cool. And no, it's not a remake in the sense of Skyward Sword HD. No, this is literally a remake of the games. I mean, Game Boy Advance was a 32-bit console that released 20 years ago. They kind of have to remake the games. So it's almost like it's a new game at this point. And like I said, haven't played prior Advance Wars games, so I'm looking forward to it. But by far the biggest announcement for me, and I know this might come as a surprise to some of you, was WarioWare Get It Together. I was going to call it Switch It Up because that was what I was thinking it would be called, but it's called WarioWare Get It Together. This game looks great. It's about time we got a WarioWare game on the Switch, and the fact that it's actually here, despite it being relatively late, is amazing. Better late than never, I suppose. This is easily a day one purchase for me, and the fact that it's only $50 compared to $60? Why? I'd pay an arm and a leg for a Wario game. I love Wario. It looks awesome. You can finally play as the other characters. I've been wanting to play as Jimmy T for the longest. I'm just so hyped for WarioWare Get It Together. This game looks so cool. And there hasn't been a bad WarioWare game, because, you know, it's WarioWare, how could it be bad? So I'm very confident in this game. Day one purchase for me. Day one purchase for Metroid Dread as well. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to look forward to. But before getting into the final conclusion, I did want to bring this up. Cruis'n Blast is coming to the Switch, which is very cool. It's one of my favorite arcade games, and I believe it released in 2016. This is a game that was actually published by Nintendo and developed by Raw Thrills, and the fact that it's coming to the Switch is great. Like I said, it's one of my favorite arcade games, but it also says Nintendo knows about their arcade games. So could Mario Kart Arcade GP be the series that is on the Switch next? You know, throw in Mario Kart Arcade GP 1, 2, and DX. Maybe they could do VR even. Just throw them all in one package. Though likely and just really all I'd want is the first 3 games because those play like standard games. You could easily use a controller for them. I'd love to see that, but the fact we're getting Cruis'n Blast is very cool. But what does this direct mean in general for Nintendo? It sends a message of they know about their dormant franchises, and they're willing to bring them back. 2D Metroid hasn't seen a new entry in over 20 years. I think they said 19, but it's been almost 20 years. Advance Wars, been a series that really hasn't been a thing for a while, and it's finally coming back. WarioWare, it wasn't really dormant, but the series' direction was a little bit different. With WarioWare DIY, I would consider that a standard WarioWare game with a microgame creator. Like, that was the focus of the game, creating your own microgames, comics, even music. That game's amazing, so I would consider it mainline, but it's different from past WarioWare games because, you know, the focus is the DIY stuff, and it's a little more simplistic when it comes to making the microgames, but there are the selection of microgames for characters. Of course, had Jimmy T, the legendary song Body Rock. I could go on about how great WarioWare DIY is all day long, but like I said, it wasn't a standard entry, but amazing. It's actually my favorite in the series. Then we got Game & Wario, which is definitely not standard. That was more of a collection of mini games that took advantage of the Wii U gamepad. Great game, but not a WarioWare game. Then we got WarioWare Gold on the 3DS, which is essentially WarioWare Ultimate. It's a great game. It had new mini-games. Not mini-games, micro-games. But, you know, at the end of the day, it was essentially a compilation. So, in essence, this is the first time we got an original WarioWare game that was traditional since WarioWare Smooth Moves. And even then, this game looks really cool with the multiplayer and just playing as a different character. So, yeah, with WarioWare, I really do hope it takes advantage of the Joy-Cons, because that's what the series is kind of known for, taking advantage of hardware. So yeah, they're bringing back Dormant series, which is great. Could we see a new F-Zero anytime? Maybe they'll bring back Chibi Robo, although I hope Tanabe stays far away from it. Will Mario and Luigi finally get a home on the Switch? And you know, just so many other series that haven't seen entries in years, you know, like Wario Land. I hope that really comes back. It's one of Nintendo's best 2D platforming series. Just, you gotta play Wario Land game. They're so much better than 2D Mario, I would say. Simply because they're more unique, have a lot more to them. I would say start off with Wario Land 2 or Wario Land 3, but play them all if you can. Will we get a Wii Sports Resort style game on the Switch? They could remake it, but I think it'd be cool if they used Jordan's idea of having a winter-themed Wii Sports Ski Resort. That'd be really cool. We saw Mii games coming back, so this sends a message of Switch is finally getting games and series we haven't seen in quite some time, and the future is looking really bright. So what I think about Nintendo in the future, and just the future of the Switch in general. So I'm not gonna give Furukawa a handshake, bend down and give him a crown, because I still think a lot of their decisions were awful, especially last year, but I do think the Switch is definitely heading in a great direction. This year, already one of the best Switch years. We're getting a lot of games this year, and although they're on the smaller scale, you know, that's definitely okay. We had a lot of those years in the GameCube and Wii era, where the games were on the smaller scale, but were always awesome games. But 2D Metroid Dread? Yeah, that game is major, but like I usually say, major is what I consider to be the mainstream games, you know, your Marios, your Zelda, Mario Kart, Pokemon, stuff like that. But yeah, 2D Metroid Dread looks amazing, and just overall, things are looking good for the Switch in 2021, and almost even better in 2022. So yeah, this E3 was great. I'm very hyped for the Switch. I'm looking forward to seeing what's to come. Things are looking great, and I'm finally back on the Nintendo train. So what do you guys think? Did you like this E3 presentation? Let me know in the comments, and keep calm and da-da on.